So let's work out how long our piece of wire needs to be to make a ring. The easiest way to figure this out is to find a ring that already fits on the finger of the person that you want to make the ring for. So if it's yourself, find a ring that you already wear on that finger. If it's for someone else, find a ring they already wear. Keep in mind, however, that if the person is wearing a wide ring like this and you're making a narrow ring like this, the ring you make might end up being slightly smaller than a wider ring that's comfortable on the same finger. And that's because a wider ring will tend to dig in at the edges and makes it feel like it's a tighter fit than it really is. Now, if you don't have a ring that fits the finger already, you can use this set of ring sizing gauges, these are all different sizes, to find one that fits that finger. So, I found that this gauge fits that finger reasonably well, so I'll measure that. And I'm going to use a pair of vernier calipers here to make that measurement, and I can see that that's pretty much 17 millimeters. If you're looking down here where the 0 is, it's on about 17 millimeters, and that will be the size that I'm going to work with for this demonstration. So, the diameter of this ring is going to equal 17 millimeters. But we don't need to know the diameter, we need to know how long a piece of wire to cut. That will be the length of wire that would wrap all the way around that circle. So the relationship we're looking for here is that the circumference or the perimeter of a circle, so the distance around the outside, if that's the diameter there, circumference equals pi times the diameter. So, calculator is the tool for this. Let's go pi times 17 in my case, or whatever your diameter is going to give you an answer of, well, there we go, 53 millimeters. So the circumference of mine is going to equal 53.4 millimeters. Now what you need to do is actually round off this number. Now normally you would round up, but when you're making a ring you want to round down. So I'm going to cut my piece of wire to 53 millimeters. But the reason you do that is because it's easy to make a piece of metal longer by stretching it or by enlarging the diameter of a ring. That's quite easy to do, but making it smaller is very difficult. So you're better off to have a ring that's a little bit too small or a little bit too tight of a fit to begin with, because it's easy to make that adjustment. So start out with a number that's a little bit smaller, half a millimeter or so smaller than what you think you need. Now, you'll be given a piece of wire that's already cut to length. It'll be somewhere between 60 and 65 millimeters long. But now with your newfound number that you know, you can actually mark out the length that you require. In this case, I'm going to use a steel rule and a felt tip pen to make that mark. Don't know if that's showing up on camera, but that's a pretty easy way to do it, although it'll be easy to wipe that mark off, so be careful that you don't do that. And the way to cut it off, the length, is to use a pair of side cutting pliers like this and just snip it off there. Now, like this, and I'm saving that little offcut because all precious metal offcuts are worth keeping, even if they're very small. They can be used in other projects or they can be recycled and turned into new material. So do not lose or throw away any of your little offcuts, even if they're only tiny. Your teacher will collect them. Okay, so as you can see, that cut end of the wire is sharp and jagged. So in the next video, I'll show you how to clean that up.